I did say I was going to talk about this page and then I forgot. So I'm just adding this in here as an afterthought. But what you may want to do, if you want to get artsy and use different types of markers or maybe even watercolor in your journals, it's always a good idea to reserve the last page of paper as your test page. And that way you use whatever medium you're thinking of using in that journal, use it on that test page to see how it reacts with the paper. Because it's going to vary. It's going to vary on the type of paper it is, the brand, and sometimes within the brand, the paper can vary. Within the 𝗪𝗀𝗵𝗃 brand, for example, this notebook, this journal is a really old one. Like I said, this design has been discontinued. It was discontinued, I think, in 2022. I'm not sure. But the paper is a little different. It has some sort of a really smooth coating on it. And so sometimes for watercolor, it will allow a little bit of a bleed through, which is what this is. So that tells me I can't use watercolor in this journal with a lot of water. The water will soak through. I can still use watercolor. Here's watercolor in these hearts with very little water, and there's no bleed through whatsoever. But I can't use a whole lot of water and get a really pretty blend like right here, because it's going to bleed through this paper, so I know that. So I know not to do this, but I can do this. Same thing with the markers. You know, there are different brand markers that do different things to paper and react differently with different papers. So every time you get a new journal, always do a test page, and then on the reverse you can see what bleeds through. Like with this one, it is the alcohol brush marker from Tomoe bleeds through, and the Pilot drawing pen bleeds through, which actually this Pilot drawing pen bleeds through everything. It's almost like a Sharpie. And of course Sharpie markers, which are really intense black and alcohol base, are going to basically bleed through everything, so I don't even use them. But, you know, this tells me, and I do little tests, and I blend markers with water and stuff, you know, to see what's going to happen on the other side. So all I know from this paper is not to use the alcohol brush marker from Tomoe or the Pilot drawing pen, and to also not use a lot of water when blending watercolor. Otherwise, anything goes on this paper, which is nice, you know, because that really means the sky's the limit. So that is how you do a test page in your journal. And what I'm going to do in the next video, I'm going to start decorating my journal, and I'm going to film that and then do a voiceover with it to explain to you what I'm doing and the materials I'm using, just to give you some ideas if you want to go along the same route. Yeah, you don't have to. Again, you can do your journal in your phone, on your computer. It doesn't matter. But by all means, what is mandatory is you keep a record somewhere, some way. And I'll catch you in the next module.